Hey guys, what's going on? I have a video here for you today. This is pretty much going to be a basic mapping tutorial for COD 5 Radiant. If you don't already have Launcher and all the mod tools updated to 1.4, go to the description right now and it'll link you to a tutorial on how to get that. So, anyways, this is assuming you have Script Placer, Sniper Bolts tutorial scripts, and have all the mod tools and Launcher. All good. So, anyways, sorry. So we don't even need launcher yet, but you're going to want to go to your root folder. So open up to your C drive, program files 60 for 86-bit if you're on a 64-bit. If you're on 32-bit, it'll just be program files. Go to Activision, Call of Duty World at War, and then you'll see this folder with a lot of crap in it. So you're going to want to go down to, and you'll see a thing called Script Placer. So just go in there and scriptplacer.exe, that's the one you want to use. So right click and make sure you say run as administrator and just click that and then say yes, that's fine. And now you're going to see this little window pop up. Make sure when you're on browse that this is search for your Call of Duty root. So make sure it's on your root folder. Anyways, mine's already set there, so you're going to want to select the Dairies right there. Make sure you select that. You don't need to check already map. That's if you have a map already created. Anyways, so here I'm just gonna name this video. You can name this whatever you want. This is pretty much gonna be the name of your map. Nazi underscore zombie underscore whatever. So, and this is made by Mr. Hanky91. So, just press generate, and a couple seconds later it'll. Oh crap. Yeah, this is what happens when you So just select your root folder. Activision, Call of Duty World at War. So there. Generate. Say, and now it says generate successful. So that means it worked fine. And you can close that. So now we can go back to launcher, and you should see somewhere in here it'll say, yeah, Nazi Zombie Video and Nazi Zombie Video Patch. So that's completely fine. So now we're going to want to go into Radiant. This is the main tool you use for creating maps. And if you watched any other tutorials, you should already know this. But it's okay if you don't. So sorry, it's just because I'm recording, it's a little bit laggy. I'm just waiting for this to open. Okay, so here's the interface of Radiant. You've probably already seen it and didn't know what it meant, so now you're here. You're going to want to go to File, and then just go to Open, and now go to whatever map you have. Don't open the underscore patch, just open the map itself, so that one, not this one. There, open. And when you first create your map, you're going to see this right here, if you're using Script Placer, which you should be because that's the best thing to use. So this is pretty much what you're going to have, and I'll go through everything here quickly. You're probably not going to understand it, but when you get farther in the mapping, you will. So this right here is a zombie spawn, of course, because, well, it's a guy. These are path nodes. It's pretty much what zombies use to, like, see where you are. It's weird. These right here, this is called a script struct, but this is actually a dog spawner, so that's where the dog is supposed to spawn. And then these things in the middle, halfway into the ground, are the zombie spawns. And then right here are the player spawners. This is the single player spawn. And then these 4 little boxes on each side of them are the spawns for players in multiplayer. So, anyways, there's going to be a light right here that's like this little white thing. That's what that is. So, sorry. My headphones just turn off whenever there's not sound in it for a while. But you're going to see the light grid volume here, and you're also going to see the, you're also going to see a volume under it. So you're going to want to select both of those, and then just move them up above the map, because we don't need them yet. And now, as you see, we have walls around here, but that texture looks really bad. I just want to make it a little bit bigger, so you can pretty much use Control-Tab to move around. This will change it, the Y-axis and all the axes, so you can sort of view Radiant better. So pretty much, if you drag from the outside, it'll extend a brush, so if you look here, see how it's extending like that? That's what that does. And then if you drag it from the inside, it just moves it over. So you can drag it from any side, doesn't matter which side, just whatever you're trying to do. But right now, I'm just going to move this out here. So you can see this is the wall I'm moving out, just to make it a little bit bigger. And here, I'm going to pull that out. So you see that wall just came out to meet that one. And this right here, pull that out, and you see it goes out, and you can see in the 2D view, yeah, this is called the 2D view, and this is called the 3D view, where it meets the corner there. So that's good. And then, as you see, the floor is not going to be completely stretched, so if I highlight that, you'll see that I can just stretch this up here, and then that's fine. So anyways, I don't like this texture because, well, who would actually? So just select them. Oh, sorry, my bad. By pressing holding down shift while clicking, that selects objects. If you just click on them, it's not going to do anything. So just select all these, and that's the walls. So pretty much whenever you're going to select a texture, go up to textures up here, and then go down to usage right here, and then you can pretty much choose whatever. I'm just going to choose interior wall because that's what I'm doing. I'm putting an interior wall in. Well, you'll get into the world of custom textures when you start actually getting into mapping. Right now I don't have a lot because I just had to reload my computer a while ago. But pretty much what I'm going to do is find one I like. I like this one. I know it's not really based on anything here, but I like using it because it looks kind of cool. And now the floor here, I'm going to change this. So, and if you want to unselect everything, like if you have multiple objects selected, you can just press escape, and that will unselect everything. So anyways, I'm going to go back up to textures, and I'm going to go to usage, and then I'm going to go to floor. I'm going to see what I can find here. There's not too much stuff. Again, you're going to have to get into custom textures because we'll have another tutorial up about that, but yeah, I'm just going to get this concrete plane just because, yeah. Now, I do not want to have the spawners inside here, so what I'm going to do is, if you see the 3 little boxes in the middle here that are halfway in the ground, I'm just going to click these. Actually, I'm going to click 2 because I'm going to use the other one. And I'm just going to press backspace to delete. If you press delete, it doesn't work. It just like zooms you in the 2D view. I don't know why, but anyways, just remember to press backspace. So, anyways, back on track. What I'm going to do is, just because I'm going to show you guys how to make a window here. If you see this, I'm going to drag it out. So the side that it's going to, here, let me see. Oh, by the way, this little thing right here, that's your camera. So if you move your camera at all, and then you like zoom in or anything, you see it move, because the 3D camera moved. So back to what I was saying. I want to make something that comes out here for the zombies to spawn on, so I'm just gonna drag that out, as you see, and drag it to there. That's fine. Now I'm gonna select this wall here. And as you see, I can't really do anything with it. Sorry, someone's messaging me. Real. Sorry about that, guys. So, what you're gonna want to do is, this wall is selected here. As you see, we can't really do anything with it. It's kind of harder to see. So if you press Control Tab, you can change views, and it's still not that good. So if you press it again, then we can see the wall, like the face of the wall. Kind of makes it a little bit easier. So this right here is this side of the wall, so I'm just going to drag this out a little bit. Usually when I'm making a window, I always put it to the vertical lines here, because I don't know, it makes it even. So there, I have it right on there. And now, to copy an object, you pretty much just have to press the space bar, and it'll copy it. It will move it like one diagonal down, so you can just drag it back up. So I'm just going to put it equivalent on the wall there. See? Put it right there. And then I'm going to drag it, not from the outside, or not from the inside, but from the outside, so it makes it smaller. It doesn't actually just drag it. And then make a window about the size of that would be good. And now you want something for the zombies to actually climb over. So if you copy that and put it, and then from the top here you drag it down, you can make something that the zombies can kind of climb over. And then for the top, so we can actually make it a window instead of a weird door kind of thing, put it at the top there. And I'm just going to put it about that. Now, if you have Sniperbolt's tutorial scripts installed, which you should have, and if you haven't, go to the tutorial in the description. It is not mine, but it is someone's that really good tutorial for it. So, and in the 2D view here, you're just going to go, because the window border, you don't always know what size it is, so it's nice to get this prefab that Sniperbolt made, because it's a lot better. So, anyways, right click in the 2D view, and not exactly where you want your window or wherever you want to go, but near it at least. So anyways, go to MISC prefab. Actually, I'll show that again, that was kind of quick. So MISC right there, and then prefab, and then in here you're gonna see Sniperbolt's tutorial prefab. So you're just gonna want to double click that and go to V1.1. If you click on that, you're going to see this thing called window border wood, and I always use this because it's kind of nice. I don't think it'll fit very well on this map, but even if you want to use it just to kind of see how wide a window should be, it helps. And Sniperbolt kind of was a noob when he saved his prefabs, and you'll see it's kind of out over here. Weird, but anyways, just drag it over to your window, and you see it's not the right way, so we have to turn it. And there's two ways to do this. You can either press R and then turn it like this and just drag up and down and it'll spin, or you can press Shift D and then it'll just rotate it 90 degrees. So you see the two lines there, we can just line it up, and you see it's one too big because right there is where it's supposed to be. So we're gonna have to go switch views by pressing Control Tab again. And then it's pretty easy, you can just copy it right into the window there. And these two right here, just select them both at the same time. Pretty simple. And then drag it over one, as you see. And then it makes it equivalent with the window border there. Now when you select the other side of the wall, just drag it over one. And there we go, we got a nice little window there. This looks kind of high though, the bottom here, so I'm just going to drag it down. Feel free to pause the video too if you don't exactly understand, but that looks about good to me. So I'm going to drag this down one right there, and then I'm going to go up here and select that, drag it down. So now you see it's pretty much equivalent, but this happens with textures. It's kind of weird, but you'll see they don't exactly match. This and this don't match. The way to fix that is select all the textures that don't match with each other, like that, and then press U on your keyboard, and you'll see one of the texture you're using for whatever you selected. Just press that, and it'll make it all look the same. So there's no like random lines in the middle of your textures. So now with a window board, so if you press Control Tab, it'll go back to the top view looking down at your map, and right by this window here you can just right click and go to MISC prefab, just like I did before. And now you're going to want to go to zombie mode. That's the Treyarch's prefabs, so just go right into zombie mode. And if you scroll down to the very bottom, you'll see something called window_med. Just going to want to open that up, and you see there's a window in your map now, and it says this mon over it. That's pretty much a zombie clip, but you probably won't understand that. I'll get into that later. So if you see this right here, this line going to here, and then this line going, that's the actual window boards themselves, and this is just kind of the mom thing right here going around. So only pay attention to this line, these two lines connecting right here. So the arrows are pointing to the outside. Because they're coming from the outside to the inside, we want them pointing where the zombies are going. So press Shift D or press R and then go like that. But I'm just going to press Shift D because it's easier. It rotates at 90 degrees, so I did that twice. And now, Windows boards always have to be on the outside. I don't know if it's always, but I've always found it's a lot better. And that's how I was taught to do it. So if you see now, right here, this is actually on the wall. Now we just got to make sure that they're equivalent on both sides. So I usually just count the blocks to here, which is where the window board is, this thing. It just makes it easier for me, but I just get counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's one off, but it's not going to matter very much. So go by pressing Control Tab back into the side view here, and now we can see our window. So we can just drag it up, and you can kind of see where the window boards go on the window border. It's not too hard to piece out. It's just kind of like that. So now we have a window there. Pretty simple. So the next thing we're going to need to do is get a traverse. And traverse is pretty much what you use for the zombies to come through the window. Zombies, for some reason in Call of Duty, they're not smart enough to actually know to go through the window themselves. So they have to actually have this action to go through the window. It's a little bit hard to explain, but anyways. Right click again in the 2D view, right where you want to place it, and that's right by the window here. And then go to, go to MISC, and then prefab, just like I've been doing this whole time. And then you'll see in the underscore prefab section, it'll say traverse right here. Just want to click that. And then if you scroll down, eventually you'll see wall underscore hop. So you're just going to want to select that and say open. And this entity window comes up here. I had trouble with it when I was first learning how to map and stuff. If you can't figure out how to close it, just press N on your keyboard, like as in Newfie. Just press that and it'll. And again, as I was talking about the window boards, how the arrows are pointing in. Again, on the traverse, you want where the zombie is going for the arrows to point. So I'm going to press Shift D again, or press R and scroll up and down. I'm just going to press Shift D because it's easier for me. Now, as you see, it says traverse on this little green thingy mabobber. And this is the box right here, as you see my mouse going around. That is the actual box, and you want that to go around your window board. And your window board is this right here. That's one of the borders, and that's one of the borders. So if you watch me, just drag it down here. And feel free to switch the grid by pressing any of the numbers on the keyboard, and it'll pretty much make the grid smaller. Like here, I have it on 4 right now, but I can go up to 5, 6, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the little thing beside the 1 and under the escape, which makes it very small. And it's good for detailing. But anyways, I'm just going to go to 2 because it makes it easier for me. And you just want to center it right in the middle, so you see there's 2 blocks between, and then there's 1 block on each side. So that's right in the middle. That's even. That's good. That's all you need. So press Control Tab to switch the view again, because we can't really, if we're looking from over above, we can't really put it down farther to go on the window. So as you see, you can see the window board there. You're just going to want to drag it down, and if you see the top of this box here, the red box that I'm moving, that has to be right aligned with this window board here. So put it in a smaller grid if you have to by pressing any of the numbers on your keyboard, and then just drag it down. So now, as you see, it's equivalent with the window there. So then the zombies are going to come through fine, and that'll work. And this is one area I have. If you ever see one of these path nodes coming anywhere close to the traverse, just move it back a little bit because it will cause problems in your map. The zombies won't come to the windows, and it'll just, anyways, just move it a couple grid places back. So now we have a working window, but the problem is we need a zombie. And if you remember earlier at the beginning of the video, I left one of the spawners right on the ground here, and as you see, it's that little orange box. All we need to do is select that by pressing shift click, like I said in the beginning, and drag it right over outside your window here. So now it's outside your window. Now these zombie spawners, they rise from the ground, so always make sure that half of it is under the texture and half isn't. So only half of it is showing, as you can see here. So I'm just gonna put it right out here. That's fine. And as I was saying in the very beginning too about these purple boxes, which are called path nodes, what they are used for is pretty much to tell the zombies where to go. I'm sorry about that. So I apologize for that. Blame Online X420. So as I was saying, these purple boxes tell the zombies where to go. I guess they're like information things. I can't really explain it, but to move these, I would put it on grid 6. So press 6 on your keyboard, and you can move it around easily like that. And path nodes always have to be 128 units apart, and I can understand how that's a little bit confusing. So what I'm going to show you is if you press space to copy it, and you put it right over top of it, never ever leave a path node touching another path node or on top of it. So, because that'll cause major problems and you're going to have to go and find it later. And it's not very fun. So, if you drag it off here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 to 5 places off. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to 5 of those will work. If you put it any farther than that, it will not work and the zombies will not know where to go and they'll start doing that funny dance. So, anyways, the zombies need to know where to go out here, so I'm just going to drag it right there. And then if you need to move a path node a little bit smaller in the space, just press a smaller grid and then you can sort of move it. And I'm going to do it with that one too. So that's fine right there. So now we have a zombie spawner, and you can do this multiple times on anywhere you want actually. So now what you want to do is go inside here, and I'm going to show you how to make a weapon on a wall. So first thing you're going to want to do, it's actually a pretty simple process, is go to whatever wall you want it to be on. I'm just going to make it on this wall, just as an example, right here. So go to where you want it, and right click, go to MISC, and then go to prefab, same as I've always been doing. And then go to zombie mode, it'll be in your underscore prefabs. And now, if you go down, you'll see a weapon upgrade. Never ever use the weapon underscore and then whatever weapon it is. Always use the weapon underscore upgrade underscore, for example, double barrel. But I'm just gonna put, because it's a starting room, I'm gonna put the Car 98. So I'll open that up, and you see when you open it, it's kind of a little gun thing right here. One side of it works and one side doesn't. If you put it on the wall, like let's say this side, and you can't see the chalk, the gun will not show up. So just make sure you're on the other side and you can see the chalk. So to turn this, like I was doing before, just press Shift D, or you can press R and then go up and down to rotate it. But I'm just going to press Shift D because that's easier for me. And then you see this is not the way you'd want to put it on the wall because you cannot see the chalk. So press Shift D 2 more times. That'll rotate it 180 degrees. And then just put this right against the wall there. Now zoom right in here because you will have a really stupid error with this. And press the button right beside the 1 and under the escape. Don't know what it's called, sorry. And you'll see small grid pieces. So you're just going to want to move this one off, just one of them. Then you can go back to your 4 grid and everything's okay. So now you see this is kind of low. You wouldn't want to go into a game and have to crouch down and be at like crotch level. So you're just gonna want to move this up a little bit. I'm gonna move it to about there, just because that's good. And that's pretty much all you have to do actually. The triggers there and everything, that's all good. So okay, now next thing you want to do is make a new room, because you're probably going to want to have debris you want to clear and get to the next room. So first thing you're going to want to do is copy whatever wall you want. Just select this wall just as an example, and because we want to view it from the top view, just press Control Tab, and now you see it from the top. I always, whenever I'm making rooms, I always like to view it from the top just because it's a little bit easier. So I'm gonna press space to copy it and then press Shift D to turn it. And now if we go to the top here and click and drag it down, we can make the wall a little bit smaller. And now as you see, this is the corner right here. So I'm gonna drag this up to the corner. So there's a small room. That's good. I'm just gonna extend this a little bit more. And now again we can press space and then Shift D, and that'll rotate it just like that. And then here's the corner, so we just want to put it next to the corner right there. And that'll make another wall, so that's good. And then I want to make it the exact same width as this room right here, except a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to drag it from the outside, not the inside, because that'll move it. You just want to drag it right over and one over, and now you see that's equivalent with the edge here. So now once again press space bar, and then press Shift D to rotate. Make it smaller by dragging from the outside in, and now I'm going to line it up with the corner here. So that's good. I'm going to drag it in here. So now we have a basic room, except it has no floor. So what we're going to do with that is, if you don't have another floor piece that you can use, or not one nearby, like this, what you can do easily is select a wall, like this one, for instance. And now the problem is, if I press R and start rotating it, it's just going to rotate like that. And you can't press Shift D to do this. It'll always spin it like that. It will never spin it in any other way. It's kind of weird, but yeah. So press Control Tab, and now you see we're viewing it from the side, so that's good. Now when I press R and start rotating it, you see it rotates it from vertical to horizontal. So I'm just going to put it horizontal right there. And sometimes it can get confusing if you forget to press R again and then start moving it. So always make sure to do that. Oh my god. That's Sacred Vid 626 messaging me. Okay. So, see? Another noob mistake. I accidentally did not copy it. So I'm just going to drag it out here. See? So now it's completely dragged. But the problem is, it's not on the floor level. So if we go into the, as you see, we can't drag it down in this view, so we got to press Control Tab again. And now we can drag it down right to the floor level. See? Oh, that's good. So I'm going to select this wall over here, just because I forgot to put the wall over here. Drag it one more over. And now you see it's equivalent there, but over here, they don't look the same. So I'm just going to select both of these, and that one. And then I'm going to press this one. And now that'll make it look the same. And I'm going to actually do that with everything in the room. That's what I usually do whenever I make a room, is I'll select every single texture inside, and then I'll press that. And now you see it'll be all equivalent. So that's good. Now we just need to make a roof. So I'm going to select the floor because it looks the exact same as the roof would. But again, we cannot drag it up from here. So we're going to have to press Control Tab, and then press spacebar, and then we can drag that right up to the top of the ceiling there. And now we have a ceiling, so that's all good. Now, you're gonna you're gonna obviously want a way to get from this room to this room, so that's why we make a debris. So in this room, this is the spawn area. What you're gonna want to do is this wall here, the one wall that is leading to the other room. You're gonna want to take it, press Control Tab if you want to go in the top view. I usually like to do this, and then you can drag it from this side, drag it over here. Make sure it's on one of the vertical lines because it just makes it easier for making a door. And now you can drag it from the outside so it makes it smaller, it doesn't drag it, and make a door. And now if you see, it looks weird in the middle here, and because there's no floor there, and then there's no ceiling right there. So what I want to do is just select this wall here, go into this view by pressing Control Tab again. I know it's kind of getting repetitive. Sorry guys, I'm just kind of getting confused myself here. Alright, so yeah, this is the right way. And then you're going to want to press spacebar to copy it. And then make sure it's stretched all the way so it covers the whole thing. Drag it up. And now covers the top there. Now we're going to want to press space again. Put it down. Put it right in the floor there. So now it looks natural, except it doesn't match. So I'm going to select those two and press this texture again. And then the color's a little bit off in here. It won't be in game though. So now we have a room and you can get here, but you're probably going to want your player to buy it because, well, I can understand how you wouldn't want just to walk in there. You always want to have doors. So this right here is the second room and this is the first room, and here's the doorway. And I know that because there's the black line there and the black line there. So what we're going to want to do is to make a door, you just want to right click, go to, this time we're not going to Misc Prefab, we're going down to Script right here, and then select Brush Model. And then as you see, that creates a little tiny brush right there that looks the exact same as this, except this one is actually made to do stuff, like be a debris. So I'm going to drag it right in the middle here because it's going to be a door, and this is one side of the door there, and then that edge right there is this side of the door. So I'm just going to drag this over, and then I'm going to press Control Tab so I can drag it up here, drag it up to the top. But now I'm going to select all the layers around and press this again. Problem is, you wouldn't know there's a door there. So as I did before, I'm going to go to Textures up here. Usage, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's... Yep. And then you'll see a thing called Door. Just going to want to select that. And then there's a couple of different doors. You can put your own custom doors in. I'll have a tutorial on how to do custom textures later. But anyways, I'm just going to put... It's probably not going to look good at all, but I'm going to put that door. And now you see it's not lined up very well. So as long as you have the brush selected, make sure you don't have any other ones selected, just the door. Then press Control F and it'll fit it right to the right there. So now we have a door and you can jump up and look through and see what's there. There's other ones that you can't see through if you want to use them. I was just using that as an example. So whenever you are using this door as a brush model, select it and press N. And that'll bring up this little window. And this is where we enter what we call KVPs. And keys and values, that's what they stand for. And they pretty much tell the door, or whatever you're using, what it has to do. So it's scripting what it has to do. If you don't check up here this thing called dynamic path, the zombies will not go through the door. They will not know what they're doing and they won't go through the door. So make sure to always check dynamic path right there. Now, what you're going to want to do is press N again, and that's good. Now you want to make the thing that you actually buy it. When you see on the door, press F to buy this for 15,000 or whatever you really want it to be. So press Control Tab to go to the overhead view. And now you see that's the script brush model right there. That's the door. What you're going to want to do is right click and then go to Trigger, Use. Make sure it's Trigger Use. And do not go into Textures and select Trigger Use because it will not work. Always go right click, Trigger, and then Use. So you always want it to be right in front of your door. Don't make it in the door, don't make it on the other side. This is pretty much what's telling the player what it is. Like, it'll say, buy debris for whatever. So just make it so it stretches in front of your door. That's fine. And I always like to go in to the grid that is beside one and under escape, so it makes it really small, and drag it right close to the script brush model here. So as you see, it made it a lot smaller, and I don't know, I just like it that way. It's kind of annoying when it's out in your way there. So now what you want to do is select the trigger and press N. Now this is where you have to enter all your KVPs in for the window. Or not the window, sorry, the door. So first thing you want to do is type target name. Feel free to pause the video if you're having problems with this, because if you screw it up, it will not work. It's not going to screw up your map, but it will not work if you type it wrong, so just make sure you're paying attention. So then, in the value, type zombie underscore debris. I'm sorry, my spelling is really crappy. And then, to put a KVP in, just press enter, and you'll see it'll show up here. Target name zombie underscore debris. So that's good. Just take that out now. It'll still be there. And now we're going to type something else. I'm going to type zombie underscore cost. And then that's pretty much whatever you want the cost to be here. So there's only a couple selected costs. You can type 500, 750, 1000, 1250, 1500, 1750, and 2000. Those are the only ones you can use without having to edit other scripts. And that's something I don't really want to explain in this video because this is just basic mapping. So I'm just going to put it as 1000 just to make it simple. And now I'm just going to close the entity window by pressing N again. That's fine. So now you have the option to buy it, but the problem is you won't be able to actually go through the door. And how to prevent this is to select your trigger, go to the other side, and then select the door and press W, and then you'll see a blue line going through there, and that pretty much just means they're connected. So that's fine, that'll work. Alright, so that's pretty much what you have to do to make a door. Now I'm going to show you the path nodes for it. Pretty much, if you don't put any path nodes in there, they won't know where to go, the zombies, and, well, if nobody wants to play a map, or the zombies can't get to you, so, well, except for glitchers, but, anyway, so just press spacebar to copy this. Make sure you're on grid 6, so press 6 on your keyboard, and then I'm just going to copy it and put it over here near the door, because, I don't know, it just makes it easier for the zombies to get to it. And then I'm going to go inside here and start putting them every 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And now you can see you can just sort of line them up from the bottom here. And just in case, I'm going to put 2 right here. You don't always want to do that, but it won't really hurt to do that. So as you see now, that makes it so the zombies can actually walk through. And now you always want to have something on the other side of the door so people don't get bored and are like, yeah, why do I want to open this? Because there's nothing in here. So what I'm gonna do is press Control Tab to go into the view from top to bottom, and then press right click inside the room there, and then go to MISC prefab, just like I've always been doing, and then go to zombie mode. And now I'm gonna find a weapon. Make sure it's the weapon underscore upgrade again. And I like the MP40 a lot, so I'm gonna put it in there. So I'm just gonna open that up, and then I'm gonna close the entity window. You know how to do that. Just press N on your keyboard. And now there's the weapon right there, and it's already facing the wall, so that's fine. I'm just gonna select 4 on the grid, so just press 4 on your keyboard and it'll make the grid smaller. And then I'm gonna drag it to the wall there. And I told you before, this is right equivalent with the wall. You don't want it to be because the texture will like glitch in and out of the wall. So press the little squiggly line beside your 1 and under your escape button, and then drag it out just 1 grid right there. That's fine. And then press 4 again, and you're back to your original grid. Now, as I said before, nobody wants to pick up a gun that's like way too low. So I'm just gonna drag this up, and that's pretty much fine. Or wait, I'll put it up a little farther. And a little bit farther. There we go. So that's good. Now, that's pretty much all you need to do, I'm pretty sure. And when you get this script placer, there's going to be 2 zombies. One of them just spawns randomly, and one is the riser. So you need to find out which one is which by selecting it. And one will say target name riser or something like that. It'll say riser on this side though. And this one is not the riser, so I'm going to want to delete it, because that zombie is just going to randomly spawn there, and that's what I don't want. Alright, so now, here are the dog and the zombie. These you don't need to put inside because they don't actually spawn here. The dogs spawn, where do they spawn? Sorry, I'm trying to find a spawner. Here, this little thing. Because it's in a corner and it's sort of facing diagonally, you always usually know that's a dog spawner. As you see, it says dog here, spawner's dog. So that's a dog spawner. It does not spawn over here. So I'm just going to keep the dog. You have to have a dog or else it'll probably have an error, or you just won't be able to continue forever. And here's the zombie. This one should be a riser. Just press N to find out. And yeah, it says script string riser. So that's fine. That's the one I want because that one is going to spawn out here. So that's fine. And alright, so oh, sorry guys, I sort of blanked out there. Anyways, that should be it. As far as I know. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the tutorial on how to create a small little zombie map. And I am so sorry, I just forgot that. I did not make a roof up here. I'm going to make a roof. I'm kind of blanking out here, my bad. So, I'm just going to drag the roof here. As you see, you got to drag it out 1 more there. Drag it across. And now we have a roof. And almost forgot, actually. No fucking way. Okay. So, thought my radiant froze there. My bad. Alright, so you see here, these 2 boxes I dragged up earlier. Well, there's 2 here. Probably only see the 1. Yeah, there's the 2. The volume inside. You're going to want to drag these back down. The light grid volume pretty much makes it so your guns don't like flash on and off. Like light and then not light. It's kind of weird. But just make sure you stretch that around your entire map. Just do that in a 2D view. It's pretty easy. Just like that. And then the volume, that I'm not going to talk about in this, but you can just drag that around your whole, around anywhere the player can be. So like, the player can be in the first and second room. So just drag it around the first and second room. That's all you have to do. In the first and second room, it's right there. And I'm going to drag it down. So, there we go. I'm pretty sure that's it. So, that was the tutorial for that. And now in a couple seconds, I'll show you what actually happens when you play the map. So, yeah. Alright guys, I'm back, and I'm in World at War now, so I'm going to go to my mod section, go down and find Nazi Zombie Video. There it is, so I'll launch it. Here, so now I'll type dev map. Oh crap. Dev map, Nazi underscore zombie underscore video. And then it'll load. The hell?
I think we need to turn the power on.
Okay, well, first I forgot to put the lights in, that's why it's doing this. But anyways, the zombies are spawning and coming over here, so that's good. Oh, crap. And then here's the debris. You can buy it and walk through. And then there's the MP40 over here. Little screw up, guys, but in mapping there's always a lot of screw ups. So, anyways, just remember to put your lights in. I'll do another tutorial for lighting, advanced lighting and stuff, but that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. But another tutorial for compiling custom textures. Anyways, I have a lot of ideas, but that's pretty much it for today. So, peace.